So Vivian takes the well-being of our employees very seriously. It's a pretty challenging industry we're in. I think Vivian, what we try and do is create a culture where it's acceptable to try and find that work-life balance. So try and have a bit of fun around work, making sure those project timelines and deadlines are met, but also met with a bit of fun along the way and a bit of space for people to have that work-life balance.
My name's Julia Rout. I'm the General Manager for Health Promotion and Advocacy at the Stroke Foundation. I think the biggest challenge is that working in construction can be pretty fast-paced. The long working hours, the stress that comes with finishing off a project can make it really difficult for people to prioritise their health and well-being. When it comes to things like stroke, so up to 90% of strokes are preventable, and that's the same for things like heart disease, diabetes and cancer.
I was born in North Wales and grew up in Birmingham, and I'm a builder by trade myself. Came over to New Zealand in 2011 and have been working here in the construction industry ever since. On the 14th of December 2019, my whole world came crashing down around me when I suffered a stroke. I got taken by an ambulance to hospital and woke up the next day and I completely lost the use of the left side of my body. I had to learn again to do all those things that you kind of take for granted in life. Just to drink a glass of water, took a lot of sort of rehabilitation. I was 39 and literally just only a few days past my 39th birthday suffered my stroke, and obviously knew what a stroke was, everyone does, but kind of always had this vision of it being someone in their 80s, 90s, elderly people that suffer strokes.
And so if you pick up some of the risk factors much earlier and manage them through a healthier lifestyle and, if necessary, medication, then it keeps people well and it keeps people present and productive on construction sites. About 3% of the people that we see need urgent medical attention that day. They are in Sniper's Alley walking around with blood pressures that are so high, and there are no signs or symptoms usually for that sort of thing. So it's picking up those people that's really going to make a huge difference to prevention. And then also, as people come through our vans, they get individualised education, and about 80% of people that leave the vans leave more motivated and having learned something new that will help them improve their health.
Joe always refers to it as the Sniper's Alley of stroke, so just there's a massive sort of tsunami of potential people in New Zealand that are like ticking time bombs just waiting to have stroke. Industries like the construction industry is exactly where you find those sorts of people. They work long hours, they're in a high pressure, high stress environment, lower incomes often, so potentially don't have access to those sort of medical services. So industry partners like Vivian Construction are essential to Health15. The initiative is funded by industry, it gets no external funding. Those partners kind of give us access to the essential people that we need to meet with, need to get through the van.
The other thing with Health15 is that we look to plant some seeds that will last a lot longer than our outreach services being on site. An environment on site gets created that's more supportive of health and well-being. So, you know, what's served up at the shouts that happen on site? You know, is it the salty sausages and the sauce and the white bread, or is it sausages with lower amount of salt, sauce that's a lot lower in salt, whole grain breads, and instead of 2 sausages, a piece of fruit? Initiatives like Health15 provide a plug-and-play option for construction companies to put into things like tenders that will help give them a competitive advantage. And then the simple stuff on site, like if you've got a well workforce, they're more likely to be present and more likely to be productive. You're more likely to be seen as an employer of choice as well, and that's good for business and not just the health and well-being of the people that are on your sites.
I think for any industry partner that comes on board with Health15, it really shows them as thought leaders in that broader and social outcomes, that they actually care about the people that work on their sites, and it shows that they actually want to create a work environment that people want to be in and actually want to go to work every day, and actually creating that environment for workers is what we try to do with Health15, but it's only possible with our industry partners. The Building Intelligence Group are passionate about collaboration and partnerships that improve and foster positive industry outcomes, in particular outcomes that can improve our community.
So I think what we need to do is keep talking about it, keep the awareness high. I think we've done a really great job in New Zealand in general about talking about mental health and physical and mental well-being over the last couple of years. I think now it's time to move into a bit more action and how we can actually help improve people's lives. The construction industry is stressful. I think we acknowledge that. I think with the help of people like Health15 and these wellness checks on site, it can actually start a conversation on site and people can get a bit more awareness of where they might currently be at and what they can do to improve. So I think we're making some good progress, but I think we're at the beginning of that journey and there's a long way to go, and there's some pretty easy things we can do. I suppose my hope out of things like Health15 on site is guys and girls can go and have those checks, and then maybe at smoko and lunchtime can actually start having a conversation about, hey, these were my results or these were mine, and maybe make some more healthier decisions off the back of those conversations. And our number one goal at Vivian and the whole construction industry is just making sure people go home safe to their families.
If I could encourage people to do anything, it would be to look after themselves, be stroke smart, get your blood pressure checked. I was really lucky. My wife was really quick to spot the signs of my stroke, and I got help really quickly. A stroke will change your life forever. It really will. You will never be 100%. You will never, ever be the same person again after you've had a stroke.